lucky today to have Nelle Gavino here to talk to us about walking tall, or in other words, how to improve your posture. And you know, posture is something that I started as a young man, which was fairly difficult, because when I went into West Point, on the first day, they took a picture of us lined up against a wall or a bar that was straight, and we were in basically our shorts. I think it might have been a jock strap, but anyway, we were bare, and that was a picture of us when we entered. And that picture remained on our locker wall, or our locker door, throughout. And most of us had heads thrust forward, our spine was curved in, and we really didn't look very like it's walking
military.
tall. But you know, the plebe year was oriented toward improving posture, and the hazing. I shouldn't use the term hazing because that's against the rules. But anyway, we were harassed by the first-classmen or the upperclassmen to stand up against the wall, pull our guts in, get our head back, and the object was to eventually get our head back to the point where you couldn't put a pencil between you and the wall.
Wow.
And likewise, you couldn't put a pencil between your back and the wall. So that was our objective, and most of us achieved it. And that's why you see when you watch the cadets walking, they're walking tall, they're straight, and there's no heads thrust forward.
Right.
That's what we're going to talk about?
That's what we're going to talk about.
Good.
See if we can get back to the military posture that you have.
because I know that now I can't get my head back against the wall. And can exercise correct that?
Actually, one of you've hit a lot of target points there. One is you had a picture that they took of you where they want you to be that way all the time. So picture memory is good, because you need to always pay attention on how your posture is.
Yeah.
Second is, how do you maintain that picture on the wall that was in? One is through exercise. One is, again, being conscious of how you stand, and making sure that your head is in alignment with the rest of your body. So what is a good posture? First of all, what is a good posture, right? So head in alignment, shoulders level, hips and knees and feet all aligned together. If you put a plumb line straight down, that's where you want to be, and not be forward or back on that plumb line. So simple rule, but do we maintain it? That's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
And as we age, we develop some habits, and those habits create that posture that we're in sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. What causes a bad posture? One is lack of exercise, muscle weakness. Two, some changes in our body, can be osteoporosis, where our bones are not as healthy, and it can break our spine or fracture that can cause us to change our posture.
So our basic body support, which would be the skeleton.
The skeleton, the
no
spine,
longer, stronger.
And if we fracture that can cause a change in our posture. One is genetics, where as we age, our alignment changes, where we can develop kyphosis, which is a humpback, or a kyphosis.
Kyphosis.
Or a scoliosis, which is a curvature on the side of our back. So those are things that can affect our posture at the same time. But does it mean that we can't improve it? No, we can always improve it, no matter how curved our back is, through exercise, through visual cues, and through just paying attention to our posture.
Now, I notice around here most people have their heads thrust forward. They have a little hump on their back. So that's what we're really talking about, right?
Right, right. All the changes that happens, not just hump in the back, but also the curvature that happens, or even our pelvis, the way our pelvis is rotated. It can rotate forward or backward. That can change your posture. It's a big muscle, big bone in our body, that if you shift it forward or back, that can change the rest of the structure, both up and down our
Well, how can we help that now that we're in our senior ages.
Sometimes it's too difficult to do it by yourself, that a physical therapist can help you identify what changes has happened to you and how you can correct that, and also prescribe some exercises that will help you maintain or improve your posture. But exercises is also the key, because we need to have good muscles to support the bones that we have. If we don't, then the bones will just go wherever it wants to go. Yeah.
Well, now what, I've been walking this way for years now, and what difference does it make if whether I should achieve better posture at this point in life?
Very good question. A couple of things. We have organs in our body. Our heart is there, our lungs is there, our digestive system is there. If we assume a bad posture, they can be affected. Oh. Not only that, not only our organs that are inside of us, but also the muscles that we have. If they're overstretched in one position, that can cause neck pain, back pain, arthritis, because now we're overusing joints that may be just not weight-bearing joints before, but now becomes weight-bearing joints. So say, for example, your neck. If you had your neck here, where do you think your head is supporting you? It's not on the base of your skull to the bones, but it's now forward hanging onto your spine. So that can affect muscles around your neck area and your shoulder. And then the rest of the body then accommodates to that change of posture, where now you're not only having a neck problem, but maybe some back problem or even shoulder problem, because now you can't raise your arms up.
So we can really correct that if we exercise with the proper exercising?
Right. So,
now how are we going to get these proper exercises?
We have an outpatient department and an inpatient department. The inpatient deals with people who came from the hospital and then being rehabilitated through the inpatient unit. But then the outpatient department is where you can just come in, seek a referral from your doctor and request that they assess you for postural, per posture.
So we really have to talk to our doctor first?
We do need a prescription for you to be seen by a physical therapist.
But it's the physical therapist that we're seeking to help improve our posture.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And is that covered by Medicare?
Yes, if you have a prescription from the doctor, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what condition do we have to be in before we're going to get a prescription from our doctor?
Really, if you're learning to get some education and training, you don't have to have a condition to do that. That's part and parcel of what we do, provide education, and that can be brought about. You can get that referral through your doctor. Yeah.
But, okay, so the doctor, if you ask the doctor, I feel like that I should, I need to stand tall better. I need to stand tall. Would you give me a prescription? Is that as simple as that, or?
Yes, and the physical therapist now will identify what's causing your problem, and will put a diagnosis and say what's causing your problem. Is it kyphosis, scoliosis, and terms that might help you improve your posture.
Yeah. But
so, yes.
the problem is just the fact that you have that problem, the humpback or the head thrust forward, or the curvature. Now, the curvature, that's a curvature of the spine, and it's not. Which way does it curve? Is it curving this way, or is it curving?
Right.
I guess I don't know how to describe it.
So we do have a natural curvature of the spine.
Yes, I would think so.
As we, but as we age, it might change. So the cervical. So cervical spine is like, if you're looking at it from the side, cervical is like this, and then thoracic is here, and then lumbar is so it goes kind of like that. Okay. But as we age, sometimes the curvature flattens, or it goes sideways, or rotate your spine, that you can, so it can rotate in different ways wherever the level of your spine is.
So it cannot just be the curvature.
Not just the forward curve, but can be
a rotates. Now, if it rotates, isn't that a problem with the spine? You should feel that, I would think.
It can be a minor rotation, or it can be a progressive aggressive rotation
yeah.
that can affect not only your posture but also your breathing, because now you're moving your organs, shifting your organs in a different direction.
Yeah. Are there some other symptoms that we would recognize?
In terms of the sideways rotation,
Yeah.
you can have back pain,
Yeah.
muscular pain. You can have some tingling on your leg, which
That's
can
not
be brought up.
sciatica, huh?
It may not be. The sciatica is a generalized
Okay.
term. It usually they label it when there is something wrong with your spine. But yes, it can be a sciatica, which is a impingement of the nerve. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, what else you got to tell us about?
Well,
Walking tall.
I don't know if we can show it, but in pictures. But I have some outcomes. I don't know if
good.
we can.
Do we have some
Where
pictures?
on the week 1 of exercise of a before and after, that might help. Where you know, I don't know if you can.
Do it. Oh, we don't have
move
them
it,
on the.
yeah.
Okay, just
Can you
hold it
pick
very
it?
still.
Yeah. Where there's week 1 pre-exercise, good
So
posture,
this is
and
the
best
posture now with the head thrust, and this
and
is
then there's
after
post,
exercise.
Post-exercise. So even though if you can see a forward head posture and some curvature in the upper body, she was able to correct that on week 1 of exercise. And
Now it
then,
says week 1 post-exercise.
so this is after the therapist gave her some cues and you know, maintain that posture,
okay.
and then this is week 2.
Okay.
So again,
So
nice.
this is quite a bit of correction there.
Yeah.
In the best posture.
So this is just visual cues,
And that's
meaning
after
the therapist.
exercise.
Yeah, yes, and also the therapist telling the patient how to correct the posture,
okay.
and also providing exercises. So it will not change what happens to the spine, but it can correct muscularly your posture.
So the first picture was you just go in and they take a picture, and you haven't been. So they take the picture of you without any prompting, and then the therapist says, "Okay, get your head back a little further, suck your gut up, get your chin in." And then take the picture again.
Yeah,
Is that the
yeah,
idea?
You can even take that picture and just see, and then, like, you know, how do I look now and how do I look after?
Yeah.
But those are simple techniques that you can, you know, improve your posture.
So the object is to walk around the campus with your head, chin tucked in, and get back there. Huh?
Always good to maintain good posture. Yeah. I know sometimes we get into the habit of just kind of slouching in the
Yeah.
chair, or the level that we're working, it's not level to, you know.
So the
to,
object is to think when we're sitting, think when we're standing, think when
Right,
we're walking,
right.
and try to stand tall.
Right, right.
And that's what we were talking about.
At least a percentage of the time, if not all the time, because I know it's difficult.
That's right. We relax sometimes,
Yeah.
but not very often. Is that the idea? Well, Nelle, thank you very much for
You're
coming on
welcome.
board
You're
today. I hope
welcome.
we got through all the points that
Yes,
you wanted
yes,
to
we
make.
did. I think.
I don't know what
I hope
they
it's
were.
helpful.
I do too, because it is helpful to walk tall. It is helpful to have a better posture, and people feel better when they do.